Let's go. Sit back, relax, enjoy the stream as always. Feel free to say hi. And I will be reading again. If my voice goes a bit croaky, I do apologize. I did work today, so a lot of talking and screaming was involved. I say screaming, it was more loud voice. Did my Elgato just stop again? What's happening with my Elgato today? Sorry about this, guys. I don't know what is happening with my Elgato. You were fine earlier. Alright, so we're continuing with the investigation. We found out that the kid pianist is not blind and the singer is blind. And the lady singer heard a voice with the murder, something about the murder. He said something before he shot the bodyguard slash manager. And then it turns out to be one of the musicians who also turns out to be a cop, I think? Something like that, and that's where we ended, so now we're investigating to see what actually happened. If you need like a proper viewing of the whole plot, my VODs are uploaded, so you can give those a watch. But anyways, let's go! I think that was a bit of double audio you guys just heard. I apologize for that. Sorry, just moving my mic. Alright, July 9th, 2:12 p.m. Write Anything Agency. Hey, Apollo. What? Well, you know, actually, nothing. I mean, something. Or maybe not. Tracy, just make up your mind. Out with it! The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Ulcers? I've never had an ulcer personally. Unless I have and I've just completely wiped it out from my brain, but yeah, I can't imagine how people deal with it, because man, every time I see people having ulcers or having to treat ulcers, it gives me the EBGBs, because I'm just like, what do you guys do? Like, how are you guys getting ulcers this often? Anyways. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what would you score? What score would you give it? I can't remember what happened in the trial, specifically, or in detail, so I can't give that a score. G. I guess I would, or maybe, well, bah, I'm just as bad as you. See, it's so vague. Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. Yep, so this is the guy that Emerald heard his voice, and now he's being suspected. I'm just kidding. I also just missed that dialogue. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche, and the victim Mr. Latouche. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lamoureux told the whole court. Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. Me too, but this one's a little bit confusing. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What? Is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. You've got me to help you. We'll be fine. Fine. Right. Well, time's a wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit. Alright, so I guess we'll go to... Oh, we're gonna be outside the stage. Go to the center first and see if there's anything. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Tabai can see. Ah, Machi. Speaker of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. I forget. Why did we come here? Yeah, true, because he can't speak English. That's a problem. It's not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. Guys, get someone like Trucy to be always with you and to always give you an ear when you are ranting. I think she's actually worried for me. Why did the shades just do the whole reflection thing? Anyways, the trial today. So, what did you think of the trial today? Phew, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, well, that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win. No, if he's found not guilty, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you. Huh? Oh, interesting. Why did my bracelet go off? Lemuel's testimony. I'm glad Lemuel testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Darian of the Gaviniers, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. If no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey, what is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. This is getting real sus. I must be imagining it. I wonder if it's every time his shades do that whole shiny reflection thing. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know. Machi... He doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Borginian, he doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning? Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces? Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. What if that's not all he lied about? What if he can understand English? And can speak it? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it would take something big to get to him, some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. Okay, so... Do I talk about this then? Let's just try. So Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lemuel can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Okay. Time to go to the Colosseum. My foot is really itchy today. I don't know why. Sunshine Colosseum. Dang, how do you hire what do you call them? I was thinking helium balloon. That's not it. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. Something balloon. Someone will point it out. Whoa, what a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation. It matters for good Wi-Fi, or decent Wi-Fi. For me, anyways. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer. Then you're in luck because it's a lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection"? Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's just get going already. To the hallway. That earpiece is still on the ground, and apparently we can't pick it up. Oh, hello. Ah, Mr. Attorney. Lamoureux. I'm sorry about today. There is nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean? Humans are blessed with five? There's 5 senses? Wait. Touch, sight, see, touch, hear, taste. Oh yeah, that's 5. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh, you must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place. Also, she claimed yesterday. But how? Time to talk to her. That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait! Lamoureux? Is something the matter? That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. No way! As I said in court, I was on my way back to stage from the stage. That's when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something? The next moment, I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard? Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. This mass confusion. Alright, I'm drinking my tea right now. I met Machi before my debut as the Lamoureux. I was singing in a restaurant in Virginia, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see? No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi. Pretending he couldn't see at all and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He's a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. Well, that's what we're hoping. About Mr. Latouche. Ah yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not, no one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. It sure does. Good job deducing that, Tracy. I just saw that you guys just went through a whole stream matrix. Guess the internet is still fluctuating a bit. Apologies. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? Another mystery. What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. She's just speaking and I don't even know. My brain, while reading that, it just had a mumbo jumbo. Like, it felt like a puzzle being shuffled around, you trying to put the pieces together. My eyes were like, okay, this is what it's saying, but then my brain couldn't process it, and then my mouth was just like, bleh. Clouded. Right. Darkness. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became Lamro. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Oh, well, let's hope that's not the case. Everything before becoming Lamro is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamro. I thank you. Machi too tells me this often when I fear who I might have been. Okay. Do we have anything to show you? Can I try to show this again and see if that does anything? Nope. She's not gonna tell us. Okay. Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her the stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see then. Okay. Well... I guess we'll move to the dressing room? Oh wow, literally nothing in here. Okay. That was a good cut. The other dressing room. Oh, nothing in here either. Okay. This is going great, guys. Let's try the stage. Nothing in here. Okay, I guess we're sticking with Lamro. Which means... Wait, can I pick this thing up now? It's been lying there since the day before yesterday. It's small. Maybe no one's noticed it? I kind of want to pick it up. It'll make a cool souvenir, don't you think? Souvenir's a word. It does stick out in my mind for some reason. Can we pick it up? Oh my gosh, we can't pick it up. What? Okay. Gun? Nope, she's not gonna know anything about that. Postcard? Nope. Lyrics? Nope. I don't know why I'm... This one? Nope. Crime she's not gonna see any of this, so maybe we'll go back outside. Is there anything here? No. Detention center. Oh wait, I haven't really shown you anything, have I? Oh, right. I think he said, I'm sorry I cannot speak your language. You are very beautiful, fair maiden. This is why I never trust the translator. That is true. Translators? You can never tell if they're telling the truth. But no, most of the time they are. Anyways, I guess I have to show them or something. But I don't know what yet. I can't present profiles. This is so annoying. You can't present profiles. Wait, was there anything in the text? No. I guess I've shown her everything? Oops, I already did that. What am I missing? Did I miss something? Either I stay here or... Looks like an instrument case. A big instrument case. There's a great magic trick you could do with one of these. Huh? What kind? The miraculous beautiful girl escapes the case illusion. Why did that title have to be so long? So it's the girl who's miraculous, not the escape? So picky. That's how you phrased it. Was there anything different? Doesn't look like anything's changed. Let me try the dressing rooms again. Well, they've drawn the body thing now. The gun. Hey, look! A part of the carpet has been torn up here. That was the part we did the luminol testing in court. Luminol, right. Wait. They did a typo in luminol. They spelt it as L-U-N-I-M-O-L for Trucy. And then Apollos is actually spelled correctly. I don't know if I've missed any typos, but that's the first typo I've seen. Unless it's intentional typo, then yeah, but otherwise, that's a typo for sure. You know what I couldn't stop thinking? Who's going to pay for this carpet? As long as it's not us. Maybe the shooter? I guess it's true what they say. Crime doesn't pay. I would hope that carpet replacement costs weren't the only thing holding you back. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be anything. Great. Wonderful. I guess we'll go to Machi and see if anything comes up again. Might as well just show him everything and see. I just went backstage. Oh my gosh. I'm going in a loop. Oh, there was dialogue with you. Whoops. Darian did it. Lamora dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian. Lamora said she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they call it. Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe at Darien even? You bet I did. He's one of the Gaviniers guitarists after all. He's so cool. Oh, right. All the Gaviniers have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage. But Lamoureux heard him, didn't she? She heard Darien backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. Agent Latouche. An Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? International Police? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call themselves International Police? Hey, instead of making up some silly name. Yeah, anyway, you think he was investigating Lamoureux? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces. Okay. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that had something to do with something. Good job, Tracy. I'm glad we have you on our side. That something being our case. The last something, I mean. Something like that. There was too many somethings in there. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. Same. What was Mr. Latouche up to? Ahahahahaha! Tracy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me! I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Oh. I like this music. Dun dun. Sorry. I was just checking my kilobytes. That was horrifying. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Grammary. Like grammar? Grammary? Okay, grammary. Hey, the other day! Eek! Who's there? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. We meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? Could you please stop smirking like that? Guys, just look at his face. Enjoy that smirk on his face. Is he smirking? I can't actually tell. Anyways. It's you! Uncle Valen! Uncle Valen? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the Great Grammary. Valent Grammary. Okay, that's a nice name. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the Great Valent Grammary, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? He's still telling us not smirking. It's been a while, Miss Tracy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valen. You look exactly the same. That's what you say to older people, because you can't be like, oh, you look so much older. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. I do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I am quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, that's true. Oh, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Wright? No, I mean my real daddy. Oh, now she says it. Good job, story development. Tracy's real father. Troop Gamery. Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Gamery. Troop Gamery? Huh? No. But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life. Lamentably listless lad. Oh, that alliteration. Oh my gosh. There's too many English poetry stuff involved. To not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet. Valiant Grammary. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. Okay, that second half is a bit concerning. Why would you blow up an amusement park? Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe. That's even worse. A thief and terrorist in some form. Or bomber, I don't know. And then escaped from a high security prison. Oh my gosh, what is all this nonsense? Is he a... He's like a high-listed criminal at this point. You said he's a magician? I opened the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. Is that a word? Mediocrity. Mediocrity. Something. This is the true miracle of Troop Gamery. Wait. What, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else? Like a duo? A duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something Grammary? Yes, Zach Grammary. A masterful maker of magic, a capable crafter of shining showmanship. That's your dad, isn't it? Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy. Daddy? Huh? Oh, no way! Tracy's father. Once upon a time, Troop Grammary included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valiant Grammary, and my partner, Zach Grammary. And this Zach was... he was my real daddy. Tracy's father? A magician? I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone. Aw. Poor Tracy. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo. Aw, how sweet. Guys, do I make you laugh? Probably not. Glad that I'm good for comic relief at least. Not that I see Daddy around much these days. Ack, I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Tracy. You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valen. I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could fain not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. Okay, that's a lot of tears. And to learn that you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. He's not blind. It was a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did. Well, it wasn't all my doing. I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. Oh, a videotape. What? That's a videotape? Yes, it is, Tracy. Thank you for re-clarifying what I just said. Quite so. A recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Tracy, on behalf of Troop Grammary. Will you watch it? Can I say no? Oh, we're watching the performance again. That's a smirk. Oh! Did you guys see that spark? Yeah, look, his guitar's on fire now. Then the smoke, yep. I have no idea how she did that disappearing act. I'm assuming they say how she did it in the case, but I don't know. Poor Clevia. Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So, what's the word? Mysterious? There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. Ahahaha. This Valen Grammary has good reasons to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. I bet she's somewhat related to one of those people. So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there, I didn't see a stunt. What about Lemura vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that I didn't even notice. This kid is definitely not normal. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. What the heck is that word? All I'm seeing is prestigious and digit. And then tation. I don't know. It's a combination of the two words. A modicum of magic from me to you. What's with all these words? Why are they so hard to read? So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course, I'm like a deity, with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards, not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. Can this guy just speak proper English? Oh my gosh. It is a potent primeval power I possess. I'm getting sick and tired of reading his dialogue. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now, Trucy. That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Mais non, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later, while after my illusion entranced the audience. Entranced, not entranced. Entranced the audience. Oh. Don't even ask, I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Grr, whose side are you on? I, Valiant Grammary, now make my leave, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while. I am afraid I can't. I cannot. I may not. I shall not. Alright. Thank you for being so courteous, I guess. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back into the sea. Slink. So you'll be back at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Colosseum. Which is where I will be heading right now. See you later, crocodile. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's vanished. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye. He turned around and walked out through the door. Normally. Just want to emphasize that word, normally. In case you guys thought he just flew out the window or something. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right, Valiant Grammary. Got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lemura disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Okay, so we're done with you. Does that mean we can go to the Colosseum and something happens? Oh dear. This is not looking good. Maybe I have to go back to the detention center. She can't see the tape, so I feel like playing the tape would be pointless. You can't even... Well, I guess you can hear it, but I don't know if that makes a difference. In here... Maybe I have to play the tape to Machi? Oh, no, never mind. In the wings. That song. Isn't that the one that Merle was singing? Yeah, you're right. The guitar serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on the stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh, that's right. I was a magician, wasn't I? Yeah, she got lost there. Some dedication. Oh, there he is. Aha! If it isn't Miss Juicy, and indeed it is, Uncle Ballad, that we literally did not see like 2 minutes ago. What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I'm inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. An ephemeral teleportation illusion. Ooh. Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to be... I can't read today. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice the piano. And I remembered that fair lady's I've seen this word so many times, why am I blanking out on it? Lady's melody. I just had a brain fart as to how to pronounce that word. Hey Apollo, maybe Uncle Valiant can shed some light on this whole thing for us. Lamara's illusion. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamara's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed. Ow. Sorry, I just hit my hand on a book. Indeed, the purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. This guy is speaking alliteration. It's like the whole Peter Piper picked a typical, something like that. I've forgotten the whole thing. It's been a while. At the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear. Like a dream." Like a dream? Yet, what can I work on with a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower, but in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. Secret tunnel through the mountains. People come to me. I've already missed that whole thing. My illusions are custom made. Something. Let's just go back and read that. People come to me because I am a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of the troupe, Grammary, are concerned. So, you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just check it out myself, thanks. Alright, we'll do that first and then ask you the question later. That's one big piano. I've never actually played one. Heh, you should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good, he can't play either. Kind of feel bad for the guy now. He's getting ridiculed by his daughter. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back, this could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew. Ew's a word. Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. Ooh. Something's in the piano. Yona, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Under the hood? Huh? Look, this was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Alright, we'll go back to you. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Grammar, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Well, everyone tells him that, and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. Let's see what we have here. We have a cat on its tail. We have a turtle balancing on its nose. And an elephant balancing on his trunk. Okay. Somehow that works. His name was Magnify Grammary. Magnify Grammary? Magnify. Magnify. Sounds like Magnify. Magnify Grammary. It was he who began the great troupe Grammary. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet, several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren waste stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. Oh dear. When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. Busking! Yeah! We hone our skill at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from the obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Grammary, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean? Yes, Zach Grammary. Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Grammary in show business circles. None. I will see us return to glory, I, valiant Grammary! Our founder, Magnify Grammary, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jumbo jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valiant and Zack were the shining stars in the Grammary crown. Cool, huh? And Grammary Zack. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. Cool, huh? And Zack Grammary was my daddy. Now that Magnify and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. That to be I, Valiant Grammary, who brings the Grammary miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill coming up. How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Because you're surrounded by magicians. They're just focused on their magician stuff. Words cannot explain my shock and chagrin. Chagrin? All I can see before me is the stage and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. True, you're getting on in years. Not much time left to make your mark, huh? Are you calling him old, Trucy? How rude. This is not how I was saying it. Even he's not. Even he's like stunned. So he doesn't care about what I have to show him. I get the point. Okay. So I feel like he's not gonna react to that anymore. I think we should be fine. She's still there. Let's just have a little wander around, shall we? Oh my gosh, how am I already an hour into stream? That's crazy. Thanks for hanging around, those of you lurking. It's a bit of a slow start today, and I have no idea why. Yeah. Again, feel free to say hi, otherwise you are more than welcome to continue your lurk. I don't know if he's gonna say anything, but we'll try. Oh wait, I already showed him this. Let's try this. Nope. Okay. You're not gonna say anything? Cool. Cool. I'm trying to think. What have I not shown to people? She doesn't know. Oh, I guess the video. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician. Valiant Grammary. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Grammary made me swear to never tell us so. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know? Ah, I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes? When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Can I pick it up now? Please. It's been there since the beginning. Device? Maybe you mean this? That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Yes, it has. Can I please take it? It's been bugging me. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during the concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. Thank goodness. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that would be best. Thank you. So, can I put it on? We'll take it. Can I put it on? Please, please, please. I want to put it on. I want to wear it. Attached. I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Oh, I didn't even see what it said. Headset attached to Trucy. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Can I ask you about this headset, Lamro? You said that all concert staff was wearing one. That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on staff had one, of course. And all the band members too, I should think. The Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too. Then... they're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only used for stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. So something must have cut through. That makes sense. You think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? Interesting. So does that mean I'm done with you? Can I go back into the dressing room? Anything here? Hey! Finally making progress! Oh, guess who's back? Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. It's Emma! What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? Give me the second degree in court and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? But the bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latouche was really with the Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. A chocolate snack who's popular down at the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest, you're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? A trial today. I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked that way. Guys, we get restricted to once a year of embarrassment. Once you embarrass me or I embarrass myself, that's it. That's done. I'm done for the year. You can't say otherwise. It just bugs me to think that the kid outsmarted me. It makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct and he could have shot that revolver. But that's not how it sounded in Lamora's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Case. Was that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? Guitar Serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped key ring was stolen. Then Lamoureux flew through the air. Then, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latouche's life. And he went up into the sky with a guitar. Well, 15 feet up anyways. Or at least. It is kinda hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know. Oh, I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it? No, Tracy. No. Sometimes I worry about that girl. Same. So, what did you find? It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. What the heck is that? What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. Interesting way of saying I haven't got a clue. The bit sticking out from the end looked familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Ooh, like on a beat. Tracy, why? Like on a beetle? Oh dear. Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. Oh. Connections. An electronic signal, you say? Show her the earpiece. Nope, she's not gonna listen. Munch, munch, munch. The rate of chewing is increasing. Better back off before it's too late. Oh, okay. Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press the switch here and it sends out a signal. no idea what it's for though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma. You know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing the switch. Oh, that thing must have been used to light up the guitar. Hence why it was found in the piano, because when you press a certain key, it triggers the switch and then it would light the guitar on fire. Huh. Youch! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Heck! Well, now we know what this is, an igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo! Let's ask Emma more about the switch, now that she has some first-hand experience. Okay. What? You aren't trying to burn me up again, are you? Oh, maybe I should have gone to the talk. Who sent you to get me? Who? I'm not out to get you, promise. Promise? No promise is good enough with you still carrying that weapon around. Try burning me again with that trick of yours. I'll throw you 100 backs worth of snackers at you. Wouldn't really mind that, personally, because you're just giving me free food. I've never seen someone munch so furiously. Better stay clear for a while. Okay, talk. The switch. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you. You weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here just with the two of you talking. You just hear Taylor Swift's Sparks Fly song just playing in the background. Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. Transmitter, huh? Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area... Let's see, 30 feet from Lamour's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it will cover the stage. Kinda seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. But it was on the piano! Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into the igniters a bit more later. I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. So, can I present the igniter to her? No. Okay, bye! She's still here. Stage. You're still here. Okay. I doubt you're gonna be helpful. Oops, wrong one. And this? Yes, more dialogue. Cannot believe I'm excited for dialogue. Progress! What, come to laugh at the murderer? Darian! That old bag opens her pile and wham bam my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. There's a crime scene. Not exactly the happiest place to hang out. Then Gavin had to go rob salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid. Your alibi. So about your alibi, you have to ask. The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latouche. Dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me. Right there on that stage. Your guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It was Lamara's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old wine bag. Windbag? Wine bag. Windbag. How could she possibly identify me? They won't let you work? He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? And then there was this performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ah! It was you, Darian! It's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really. Well, I think the Gaviniers are the best. I have all your albums. The band's fine too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? The data and the victim should have come in from the Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Yeah, I actually want to see what it looks like now, since Edgeworth isn't in this game. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on! Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. What you want to hear from everyone you meet. Hello! Screw you. And tell him I want into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Well... Great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on the stage when it happened, okay? Ripping! Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Okay, bye. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Gavin's office. How does it look? Oh my goodness, it's like a music studio. Is this even the prosecutor's office? Oh my goodness. Where do you even work? You got a MIDI keyboard on your chair, which looks like a massage chair, or those chairs that you sit on in a barber shop. What the heck is in that case? There's so much happening in this room. So this is it. The Gavinier's head office. Not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting, quietly, so he won't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? You'd make a good reporter. For a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Borginians, okay? Just get me that report, chop chop. Stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hello. Good evening, lady. Oh, sir. Hiya. Teehee. Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough teehee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Philanthropist, yep, that's the word. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? Javier, lead vocalist for the Gavineers? Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? Forgot he has like 2 different personas. What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Oh, I get to choose which way to go. Oh, never mind, I don't get to choose. Just kidding. The case. Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes. I always read the TV section. I'll admit, I also did that as a kid. I always open the newspaper and just go straight to the TV section, especially on Saturdays, because Saturdays would be when, this is like way back, when I was like maybe 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there, and back in New Zealand as well. I'd always flip to the TV section, which is like literally at the back of the newspaper, and I'd look and see what movies would be playing that night, because Saturdays they'd have movie nights. I'd always see what's playing like on one specific channel, and I'd always remember what time it is. Did anyone else do that? Like look in the TV section as a kid and just be like, ooh, I want to see this show, or like, oh my gosh, I want to watch this movie again. Good girl. How about you, F word? I read the funnies. The comics? Then you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy, the Prosecutor's Deadly Song. Ooh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one. Oh, poor Trucy. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know? Oh, does this have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you even hummed a man all the way to death, bro? Whoa. Speaking of death row, I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, and we were talking about, with a couple of our friends rather, and we were talking about conversation starters, because most of us in that group were pretty much introverts, and we were like talking about how we would keep a conversation going, because you know, your normal thing to say when you see someone's, hey, how you going? Good. And then sometimes it just ends there and it's like, anything else you want to add to? And you'd be like, oh, how's your week? Yeah, good. Yeah? You want to add to that? So one of the questions that someone said, oh, this could be like a really good conversation starter topic, whatever, would be like, if you were on your way to death row, what would be your last, before you enter death row or something like that, I can't remember, what would be your last meal? And it's like, oh my gosh, the conversation for that would be endless. So someone try that next time they see someone. Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless. Endless! Thanks to the case you made today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey. Is that newspaper over there too? Ah, yes, the Virginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Virginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Sorry, just finishing my tea. My tea was getting cold. Probably no one in Virginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory. A game theory? At this point. The journalist didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Amra's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Which is why I've had Darian step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lamrel was my invited guest, so it's rather a delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case quickly, if possible. The Serenade. I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lamro, if I remember correctly. That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Virginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Lamro's voice? It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. Oh, thanks for that detail. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout. Oh, Tracy, really going at it. I think he's sort of a special case, Tracy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there, backstage. Machi on piano, that dolce voice. And myself on the guitar, that I borrowed from Lamro. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like a polo, say. It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump? Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only browned, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. Scarred for life. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did this guitar suddenly catch on fire? Do you think you could show it to us? Your your slightly burnt guitar. It's only slightly burnt. Guys, it's okay, it's only slightly. It's not fully burnt. It's definitely not black. I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could have happened to it? Let's have a look-see. That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics. Pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? I thought it was one of those staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear, but the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. Okay. Lamro's guitar. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. Guitar befitting a woman like Lamro. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar's from Virginia? That is it. Or that it is, rather. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. True. So we vacuum packed it in Lamro's studio. I use a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to me. Oh, they brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Tracy just rubbing it in. You have clout. You have clout. You're doing this for clout. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. Oh, now you say it got burned, not slightly charred. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right. What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in front? It's called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Yep. It's a very simple term. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact. The examiner is busy with the evidence for the case now, however, so he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd. That device looks strangely familiar. Yeah? Like the one that we're carrying right now? What is it? It has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? That igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene, in Lamour's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime? What could that mean, I wonder? Okay, so nothing from that. What about the headset? There we go. That looks like one of our tour issue headsets. Why are you wearing it? For all oh, she's still wearing it? I thought she took it off. Whoops. I thought it'd be cool. I could pretend I was concert security and stuff. Actually, we found it at the venue and thought you might want it. Oh no, please, you keep it. It goes well with your cape for all. Teehee, you think? She does look like she belongs on the stage, that's for sure. Oh, that's it? Nah. Prosecutor Gavin, about this remote. Wait. Excuse me? Did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for trial tomorrow. Too early to show my hand now. Okay. You would think someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, yeah? The video? My apologies, but there's no way I'm going to talk details about you with the case. If you want to get my attention, bring me something dramatic. I'm here to get your attention, Gavin. I'm here to get your information. No, okay. Are we done with you, or guitar? No. The newspaper? Nope. I think we might be done with him. Yeah, it looks like we're done with him. Okay. Okay. I'm curious about what the heck this thing is. What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang. Or he put it on the plate for later consumption. Ew, that's gross. Ew. Ew. You think a rock star could afford a fresh stick? Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? What is that indeed? It looks like a lump of plastic. Wait, that phone call. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking, what is this creepy thing, object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Wait a sec. Oh no. Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who? Us? I tried to stop it, really, but he forced me to do it. Oh my gosh, Tracy. You scoundrel. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you know, what you do know about it? Yes, more talk. Strange lump. This was found in Mr. Latouche's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump, about 1.5 inches long. He analysed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used in the identification of whatever it is a replica of? You mean whatever Mr. Latouche was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraulein. Oh? If you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I've put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Virginia, but apparently there is a block on information somewhere along the chain. Oh? There's something either Interpol or Virginia doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latouche went through all that trouble to become Lamour's manager, just to come to this country to find out more about this lump, and he died for it. Big oof. I've sent someone to Coliseum to fetch Lamour. Perhaps you know something about it, being a Borginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, air forehead. Thanks? Why? You gave me such important information. Oh, so much information, rather. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hid it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Latouche was investigating. Hey, that's right. I've been thinking, Airford. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us. Not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. I keep a simple goal, to discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? That is all. I can live with that. Mr. Prosecutor? Fräulein? Can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look at me when I walk down the street. Oh my gosh. That is the most cheesiest answer I have ever seen for a guy to get a woman's attention. Oh my gosh. That's pretty simple too. Now if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time perhaps. Okay, bye. We'll be heading off now. Okay, she's got nothing. I'm assuming he's not gonna say anything. Oh, he's not there. I think. Yeah, looks like Machi's in questioning. The police must have a Virginian interpreter. That's not fair. I wish we could talk to him. I guess we'll just have to come back later if we want to see him. I guess so. Okay. So he's gonna be a while. To the Colosseum! Once again. We are an hour and 40 minutes in and I'm still on this investigation. Yikes. Oh, hello Emma. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lamoureux is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, that's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lamoureux's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. Okay, bye. Backstage hallway. This place is deserted. I wonder where Lamoureux went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful. Yes, but I can't help worry about her a little. Dressing room. Nothing in here. The other dressing room. Nothing in here. Stage? Oh, why is it black? Oh dear. Huh? The stage is pitch black. Oh, pitch dark. The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yipes, it was really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lamoureux has, when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo? Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? That guitar case is closed. With a cloth in it. Uh-oh. Like something's changed? Changed? I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What is she talking about? I know what she's talking about. Hey, that case. Wasn't that open before? Is she in there? Huh, I guess someone closed it. Wait, look. where the case closes. Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo. She's in there, isn't she? Yep. Eek! Emma! 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 We have to get Emma! Dang. That's a tight squeeze. Emma was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around, barking orders, making phone calls. Tracy just clung to my arm and cried. And me? I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. Wait, 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. You have to read that, you can't listen to that. Oh, we're back to the clinic. Oh dear. Are we gonna see the creepy old doctor again? Emma, how's Lamro? Is she okay? Ah, you. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. We found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So, what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her face. How could she not see? Oh. Oh, Tracy. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Okie dokie. Oh, you just casually strolling out? Emerald! Ah, Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? Attacked! It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room... You were hit? I knew that very moment, I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. No! It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me, I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah! Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Okay. Do you have any idea who might have been? Fortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet, when I considered that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. She's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. Thank you, Trucy, again for your pointless comments. You're about as tall as Apollo, so that means it was likely an adult, and probably a man. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lamro? The detective asked me this too, and to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. Is it Darian? Ah, Lamro, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Lotus was carrying it. The replica of the thing he was after? He was after? You know, in his secret identity, and as an undercover agent? So that's what he was doing. You mean, you know what? Yes, I know of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Why are you carrying a cocoon? In a different country. That's a little bit concerning. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder... Cocoon. While they call it Borginian, must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say. I thought she said all in Borginia knew of these. There is one fact I do know about the cocoon though. Something all in Borginia knows. What's that? The cocoons. They are not to be taken out of the country. Yep. If someone does and it is caught, they will be put to death. Death? Why? I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to? Tracking down Borginian and Cocoon smuggling? Smuggling? It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah, so you could have brought those Borginia cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latouche was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latouche wasn't Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Borgina doesn't want those cocoons out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. Mr. Latouche had them all marked. Couldn't be her. Huh? There's only one other person I need to talk to. Machi. Now we get to talk to Machi. Thank you for talking to us, Lamro. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is within my power, I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Borginian. Polo? Would you come with us, if you're well enough? I see. Yes, yes of course. I shall accompany you. Huh? Where are we going? Come on, Trucy, you gotta catch up. There's only one person we haven't even talked to yet. Come on, Trucy, we're about to get to the bottom of this. Sorry for the glitches. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Been jumping up and down. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi? Ooh, his face changed. Did you interpret for us, Lamro? Yes. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind? Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi? Isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney, what do you mean by secret? What do I mean by secret? Well, the cocoon. If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Uh-oh, busted. Hey, you got a reaction, a big one. Machi, you did it. Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we wouldn't needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about. Lamro, please Lamro, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it. Does he understand, or is this after Lamro's interpretation? He asks you to wait, do not be so hasty. Machi? Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. Finally. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? It must cure some disease. It's a cure for incuratus. Okay. A cure for incuratus? Or was it incuritis? It's probably incuritis. Probably. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well at least we know what it is. A cure. And Mr. Latisse was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi? Machi, you weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler, he's so little. Well, you're only 15, you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true, I am sort of a magician. She said sort of. To have a copy of that security tape camera. A security camera tape, excuse me. Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? Yibbidoo. Yibbidoo. He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder, maybe he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? Thank you! I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latisse's death? This meeting's over! Oh, Darian! Okay, the fact that you kind of just stepped in and said, that's enough, is already pretty suspicious. What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call from Machi from Virginian Embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you. Either of you. Huh? Okay. Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo! And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, poor Trucy. Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow. In court. To be continued. Well, that took about 2 hours, roughly. Or 1.5 hours, rather. Oh my goodness, that was quite long. Considering the first 10 minutes I was kind of just wandering around trying to figure out what to do. Oh. Let me just stretch my legs. Oh. Alright, so I know that the trial is split into 2. There's a first half and then the second half. So we're gonna see, I feel like we're not gonna finish the second half today. It'd be a miracle if I do. If I don't, I will finish it off on the next stream, which is either tomorrow or Saturday. Because tomorrow for me is a public holiday. So I'm still kind of unsure if I want to stream tomorrow and then take Saturday off, or don't stream tomorrow but stream on Saturday. Because 3 days of streaming is a bit tricky for me right now. So we'll see how we go. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Thanks for those of you lurking, hanging out. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to follow. If you do, not only will you get follower emotes, you'll also be contributing to my follower goal. Which, if I get to 250 followers, I will play a Legend of Zelda game. So, yeah. Anyways, let's continue. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2, July 10, 9:49. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes, we can call them back after. Sorry, no go. Come on, Piano Boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you, either of you. Huh? Bye-bye. Darn it, we were so close, he was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo? You didn't want us to hear what much you had to say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. Oh. What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Is it Valent? Yep. Valent Grammary! I exclaimed as he walked through the door. Normally. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valent? A preposterous proposition. How could I stand upon the stand? Oh my gosh. Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I tend to remain hidden for the entire day. Ooh, with vanishing magic? Indeed, I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A grand glamour resides at the root of all that happened, or that has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell! And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. Big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like people or elephants. People or elephants. Because cutting up elephants is normal, apparently, for a magician. Although they did say it's an illusion, but still! Or the Eiffel Tower. Anything, really. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Admiral's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Let us go. Oh my gosh. Ah, excuse me, sir. Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not commence until 10:30 AM. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? This is a first. It was by the judge's request, some urgent personal business. Great, I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe there was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. Oh, that's what the cocoon is for! The son! The Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning, the judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper. If you care to read about it yourself. Incuritis. What a surprise. Incuritis? Where have I heard that name? Apollo, we literally heard about it yesterday! Bro! These guys have short-term memory loss. See? I'll let you read that, Apollo, for us. I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. Oh dear. 10:30 AM. Courtroom number 3. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Achitabai, the suspect fortissimo. Right, it's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuritis, was it? The article said there was no known cure. Here, Judge, let me say with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked him to pull about that number. Yeah, we've already gone through this whole text. There's great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out now. Wait, that voice just now. It's him. I'm sure of it. It was him? Voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche. When I heard the gunshots fired, it was him, it was Darian. What? No way. Oh my gosh. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darian Crescend is a member of my band, the Gabniers. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, they have found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Aren't you aware, Air Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Gaviniers ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamoureux, and Machi, along with a drummer and bassist for a total of 5. Where were they? You couldn't even see them. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Lamoureux and the defendant, Machi Dubai, had left the stage at that point, and the Gaboniese were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emmett, Sky, mind you, and Apollo. You heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lamoureux herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime, where she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescend talking. But that's impossible. Detective Crescend was... Precisely. Detective Crescend was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila. A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darian Crescend's alibi has been acknowledged, which means that Lamoureux was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well, of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed, there are no objections. Uh-oh, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now... The prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lamoureux might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case? What about the case? You want to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? This meeting's over. Darian, oh my gosh, he's here. Machi was trying to tell us something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him. Under oath. Very well, the court finds the defendant, what was his name again? Objection! Your Honor! No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquis or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean? I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Dubai to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as I love you and where's the toilet. The second one, pretty reliable. That first one? I guess you are a celebrity, so that makes sense. The defense would like to request Lamoureux as the interpreter. Lamoureux? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. Or she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Ehehe. Bravo, Air Forward. Air Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lamro lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. I agree. Oh my gosh, progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lamro to the witness stand. Hello. I suppose there is a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lamro. Yes. He says Machi Tobai, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far so good. We just started Apollo, it's a little bit too early to say that. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? Would you what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? Ack, I hadn't thought that far yet. Polo, aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he's saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lamro? Just now, Machi said there was something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. Please wait a moment. Thank you for your patience. Ah, the suspense is killing me. What? 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 Well, Lamro, according to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? The way he's dressed up, or his character rather, it reminds me of something, but I don't know what. It looks strangely familiar to something. This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo, we did it! This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is a vital testimony. Lamro, I mean Machi, please testify to the court. Very well. Let's get underway. Proof of innocence. He says that word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock, but if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. Literally said that as that was written. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why would he have only asked? Why, he would only have to ask Lamro to know the meaning of that song. Lamro, did you ever explain the lyrics of the song to him? I did tell him, generally, what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. As my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead, Lamro might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony. I know it. I just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday. It will work today. Okay, so let's just press everything and see what comes up. He says that word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock. Were Machi and Mr. Latus close? Yes, after we travelled around the world on tours together. Lamro, this is Machi's cross-examination, not yours. But I knew the answer. This is a court of law. We'll play by the book. I understand. The prosecutor Gavin's tough. He's really tough. Machi says he was very good friends with Mr. Latus. Mr. Latus was always a gentleman, never angry. We got along quite well. I never dreamed something like this would happen. The killing tree for the guitar? Guitar's Serenade, correct? Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft of the keyring, the burning guitar, and the bullet. This is why it could not have been me. I think could not have done it. By could not have done it, you mean? It is very simple. Machi could not have done all the things that happened that day. But all those things followed the song lyrics closely. It says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. Wouldn't it be difficult for him to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics? Just gotta wait a bit because my internet is playing up again. Are we good? There is delay on stream, but I just want to make sure it's kinda stable. Kinda stable for now. He did know what the song was about, its mood, shall we say. This was enough to play by. I told him it was a song about a guitar in love. It's not actually the guitar that's in love, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. No, not really. Yours is also a valid interpretation. Okay. No, it is my fault. I am too used to singing in Borginian. It is much easier than trying to understand these English lyrics. Yay, I knew he was innocent. I believe he is too, Tracy. I do. What's wrong, Apollo? Got a tummy ache or something? Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. Try that last statement. Let's try perceiving, see if anything comes up. Ooh, hello. Because the lyrics... Oh, shifty eyes. Ooh, shifty eyes we got there, eh? Here again. We got shifty eyes.
Gotcha!
Those are some pretty transparent sunnies. If I can see through them. Machi, you can't fool my eyes. You glanced towards her the very moment Lamro said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that, he understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue this charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? Yikes. It is simple, so simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? Borginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know? They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes. They are quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. They don't mention the lyrics.
Take that!
I have here a Borginian newspaper, the Borginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Borginian newspaper. Yippee! Oh no! Ah. Got him. What does this mean? What does it mean? But I don't see how this is possible. Ah, I know. You must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics were not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So, the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. Machi says, he says... Yes? It is true, I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard of the lyrics from me! What the heck? This is just a lot of back and forth right now. What? This is true, Lamra. Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. Aww. How do you forget something like that? Then it looks like Air4 has been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes. No. Yeah. I was onto something, I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. Are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you going to do, Apollo? I'm going to keep on cross-examining. I better have an angle of attack. For some weird reason, I thought the word angle was eagle. My brain is going kaput. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well, witness. I understand. Wow, fast music already? It was I who explained that crime. Let's have a look-see. Is it your eyes again? No, it's not your eyes. Let's have another look. Is it something to do with your feet? I can't go any further. Is it her? Oh! Oh, it just stopped. It stopped after! She did not explain it.
Gotcha!
Emerald, I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. Seriously, there is little point in trying to hide anything from you. Emerald, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. I'm going to save. Emerald, you're protecting? It was I who explained... Wait, hold on. It was I who explained to the court. I can't see the... Gosh dang it, I can't see the actual thing. Explained to the court. It was I who explained the crime following the lyrics. Wait, what? Who would you be protecting? Not you. You're dead. Is it you? Why would it be you though? You protecting Darian? Although that makes no sense. the other. Protecting someone. Can I just try Marchie and see what happens? Take that! Oh, is it? Lamro, you were protecting Marchie. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Marchie, I believe you didn't do it, really. I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lamro lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Yes, there we go. Got him. Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. What? First he could see, now he can talk. And you did not know about this, Lamro? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? Yeah, I'm wondering that too. Last. This is last. Marchie, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. But you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots, correct? Apparently the answer to that isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor. Which would be after the shooting, right? Right? Then there is voice. Voice or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Marchie went into the dressing room, Mr. Latouche had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Panel high up, I take off, run away, run away. Panel? Panel. Oh, so it was you who escaped through that air vent. Or as the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? Objection! No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting, manager on floor, already on floor. Objection! The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics, he was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean a thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything else to say? Oh, to this. Anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Then let's ask Mr. Justice. I'm going to save again. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. What is this cocoon anyways? The cocoon. Cocoon. Cocoon, 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 cocoon. Dun, 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 dun. That cocoon has to have something to do with this. Marchie, please, tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious trust, Air Forward. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse? Impasse. It does seem that the defense and the defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a five-minute recess? Oh my gosh. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Might. We might proceed. Not will, we might. That section went for about an hour in game time. Okay, great. Apollo Eustace. Oh, it's supposed to be Justice. That's Justice. Better learn how you say it if you ever want to get some. Believe, I know shooting. Marchie claims Mr. Latouche was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it? Suddenly, I hear revolver, close, very close. Then I hear voice. Heard gunshots? Yes, it's true, I hear revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Latouche already dead, and then you heard shots? That's true. So you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh? Yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something. That's a bit of a stretch, Tracy. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me! Magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Marchie didn't shoot Mr. Latouche. Yeah, but what does that leave with us? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? That one's going to go over well in court. Not. Polo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even in lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do? You're sure you won't testify, Machi? I know talking. No. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. Yibby. I can't go home. Can't go home. I'll be penalized to death. Oh, death. Death penalty. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan? If Marchie would testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back to in there. Right. Well, I was gonna say, kinda wish this was like a to be continued, but it's a bit too short for that. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame. In here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? If Marchie won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamoureux. Lamoureux?
Objection!
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lamoureux's testimony was insubstantial. Insubstantial. Potato, potato. Lamoureux was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lamoureux dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamoureux? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think... I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out. So am I to understand that this is what you were saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamoureux's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover? Exactly. If Lamoureux was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear Lamoureux's testimony once more. And she's back. Hello, she's back. Lamoureux, I must apologize. I must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent. And I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard two gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window. And that voice belonged to Darian Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There is, it seems, much you don't know. And yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court? Of course, Your Honor. Alright, second testimony. What I heard. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Oh, she must have been moving through the vents! Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I am sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet, everything I have said here is truth. That it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lamro was attacked because of this testimony. What? Trucy? Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine a witness. We gotta press every statement again, because we can't perceive. Or I just go to this one statement. You were in a hurry to go where? I was on my way to the backstage exit, as I have said. Why were you in such a hurry then? Well, I don't think that has anything to do with this case. It very well might. Please answer the question. Objection! Are you alright, Lamro? Yes. Yes I am. I'm just tired. Recall what I told you yesterday, Air Forward. Lamro suffers from serious amnesia. Please refrain from traumatizing her further. What? So he can just dismiss questions to think he thinks are too traumatizing? Why don't you prove her reason? Why don't you prove her reason had a connection to the case before asking it, yeah? Prosecution's objection is sustained. The current question is moot. Mr. Justice, please continue with the cross-examination. Okay. Might as well just press everything down. Lamro was attacked because of this testimony. I knew she was, so something's gotta be hidden here. Maybe there's some detail we're missing? I guess we'll just have to get her to fill in the blanks. Yep, okay. So pressing. Is something wrong? I know I said hold it, but she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice? Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue with the testimony. Now I know what they mean by the reckless youth these days. The one in red over there is a shining example, Air Judge. Yucks. You should be the last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. Darian Crescent? I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that's impossible? There is no way you could have heard him. Because the window at the scene was closed? Is that why? Of course. Pilo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I could try. Did you hear anything else? Did you happen to hear anything else at that time? Anything else? Anything else besides the victim and the shooter's conversation? Anything at all? That's quite the vague question. Other than the conversation, I heard a clock ticking, the two men breathing footsteps. A clock ticking? That is all. Nothing new there as expected. I was hoping for a little more than that. Perhaps we should just carry on with the cross-examination. As you wish. Okay, so it's probably the conversation then. Hold it! dun, dun, dun. What were they talking about? Lamora, do you know by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I have given it much reflection, but I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase? You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it, the clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche. The shooter, then. Darian Crescend. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Huh. Switch? And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Latouche. I thought it quite strange myself afterward. It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? I mean, sure, I'd be delighted to. It's, very vital. Maybe you can add that to the testimony. Maybe? A parlor? In the small window I heard a voice say, press the switch. And it was Detective Darian Crescend's voice? Yes, I am sure of it. It's over. Press the switch. Why would he say that to Mr. Latouche? The parlor. The murder weapon. The revolver was Mr. Latouche's, right? Yeah? What of it? Well, maybe when he said press the switch, he really meant to say pull the trigger? Because his English isn't so good. Darian Crescend is a native speaker. Oh right, sorry, I kind of forgot who was what. Press the switch. That's not something a killer usually says to their victim, is it? Was there no one else in the room? I do not know. All I heard was Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint gunshots. There were 2 gunshots. Yes, I heard 2, one after the other. That fits with the bullet holes at the scene. Nothing really new here to pick up. There was smell of gunpowder. Why didn't you tell someone immediately? Well, if it were me, I would have gone to the police right away. It's our duty as citizens. This may be beside the point, but Lamora isn't a citizen. Though one would hope such common sense prevails in Borginia as well. Lamora seems awfully quiet all of a sudden. Strange. Could she be hiding something? It is as you say, yet at the time... I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Let's have a think about that. Just press this again, see if anything... Any new text comes up? I don't think so. Just blast through this. Okay. So... it's probably something with this. But what? Press the switch now. That's found on the stage. Action diagram. I feel like it's a bit early for me to present this. Maybe it's the igniter? Identical igniters and Gavin's are at the crime scene triggered by remote trigger. voice to the switch now. Maybe... is it the remote? The only connection I can really make at this point. But then this one... it would have had to been crawling through the vents, but I'm just not sure when to present the diagram. Let's try the remote one first. Yep, cool, okay. Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh? Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene, but it just so happens I have a switch right here. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage? Are you claiming that the voice Lamro heard was of someone commanding another to press the switch? It is a possibility. Objection! Oh, air forward? I'd call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lamro's dressing room. Not to mention that the Gaviniers were in the middle of a concert on stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So to have air forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry. But he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said? Or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. The head said, "Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this?" Wow, talking a bit smug there right now. Smug, rather, not smug. Using this, it would be easier to get a message to someone on stage from the dressing room. The headset. Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this? Why is that? Why that's... What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking? That'll be something. This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? From what I've heard that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes, actually, they're for talking between band members. We all had one on. So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple. Objection! True, but wait, those send out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited. Lamro said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Ah, exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be! So when Lamro heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage. And again... Huh, you're claiming this is the switch in question? Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? It could be placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch? Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little point in debating it. Ugh. I was sure this was the way to go with this. What is this switch anyway? You don't even know the basic fact. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. Yes, you do. I don't know why we have to dabble on this. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of it Think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning the switch. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what the switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking this switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is? The igniter. Take that! Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this? Ah, that's that. That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? Oh my gosh, Judge. Does it look like a phone? This is an igniter. What phones look like? What phone looks like this? Apollo's on the same wavelength, mind wavelength. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying this switch is a remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Yow, 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 yow! Mr. Justice, you were cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry, that was a bit more fire than I expected. My whiskers had caught on fire. You have whiskers? Oh, I guess you're counting your beard mustache. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Why was that so hard to say? Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah, exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that part of the stage show though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned, and the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right, he got it in Borginia from Lamro. He said the sound was amazing before it burned, of course. Now it's just kind of smokes. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Bit of an unusual comment, but okay. Air forehead? Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lamro, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Lattice and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. Though something about this is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me. Objection! Air forehead, don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? His simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night, my guitar caught fire, yes? The cause may have been this, indeed. Timing. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. Ack, that's right, of course. The guitar caught fire during Lamro's song. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty. See? This story makes no sense. Are you sure about that? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. What premise is this specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act. Objection! What's this? But Detective Emma Skye heard the shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act. Objection! Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at that time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony. Namely, that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames. We know that a report trigger igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. What? Order. But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes? Hey, he's right, look. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look, why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose? Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin? If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flames. Yet Air Forehead has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flames. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he'd followed the lyrics the whole way. Ooh, tricky. Order. That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second. So again, it's going back to Darian? Where the heck is Darian? I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly, it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Excuse me, let me drink some water. My voice is going. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic. Or it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction, Air Forehead, one I've pointed out several times no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lamroy have heard a voice through it? Oh. I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Lamroy's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard, the shooter's voice. What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch. And near the crime scene, we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't all be coincidence, but how do I make it work? See, a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Care to tell us how Lamroy heard the voice? Through the fence! She was being sus. A key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Do I show the diagram now? Okay, Justice, you've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lamroy heard a voice. Let me just save here. And she heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lamroy able to hear the voice? She was somewhere else. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it had it been open either, meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. Ah, it's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you might be a Borginian too. As I was saying, Lamroy could not hear the voice through that window, so there can only be one explanation. She heard the voice from an... I'm losing my brain. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? Hahaha, you do amuse me, so. And here I thought you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Forehead? Emerald clearly stated she heard the voice through that small window. There is only one small window at the scene. Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is? Oh, I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well, you claim Emerald heard the voice from another location? Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Emerald heard the voice from here. The vent. Take that! This is where Emerald heard that voice from. But that's no small window. That's the air vent. What did she tell us? She said she's a Borginian unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window. Objection! Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. The Emerald was up in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice? That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means, Air Forehead. Okay, what about it isn't logical? Ha! It hardly merits saying. Why would Emerald be in the ventilation system? They've gone into the ventilation shaft! Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lamro? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? I mean, she's literally just been standing there the past 10 minutes. It'd be crazy if she wasn't listening. Yes. I admit, it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed, but why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. Oh! Shots fired. Heck. The problem here is words. Namor, the small window through which you heard the voice. Was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on a wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling. What? It was during her magic trick. Order, order, I will have order. Oh, is this where the second part is? Witness, you will clarify the statement to the court. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact I was. I am sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yes, well, why the heck were you up there? She was being sus, Apollo. Come on. I believe it's time for another testimony. I'm not sure I can't. May I remind you this is a murder trial? We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that roof. The roof. I keep saying roof instead of room. Oh my goodness. On the room, please. Well, looks like I'm on the right track. Above the ceiling. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I had heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. Bound to secrecy? In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. But you say you were in the middle of your performance. So this did happen during the second act. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for, yeah, Air Forehead? Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. What are you going to do, Apollo? I'm going to find out the truth. She was up above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get it out of her. I already know the reason. I just need to figure out how to get there. because I tend to jump ahead. And I heard the voice, I heard there was a small window there before, was in the middle of my performance, I had no time to report. Cannot say. You heard the gunshots during the second set during your performance. You're quite sure? Yes. Why would I lie about the time? Why didn't you tell us about this yesterday? No one asked me. Fair. I thought you all knew. I told you Machin was not the killer. I told you this many times. Yes, you did. But you never told us why. I am sorry. I was not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling. She's not talking, Apollo. What do we do? We'll just have to prove it ourselves. As long as she is bound by this pact of silence, she won't talk. If I could prove why she was up there, she'd have to admit it. Oh, is it the video? But how are you going to do that? She was singing on the stage, Apollo. She couldn't have been up at the ceiling too. Yes, she could. I've got a theory as to why too, and maybe I've got the evidence to prove it. Yeah, I have to show the video. Let's save here. I pressed instead of present. Wrong button. My bad. I think I'm gonna finish this case maybe tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. Oh, gosh dang it. Emerald is bound to secrecy. It's going to take some hard-hitting proof to make her talk. I think I know why she was up there, but how do I prove it? I was going across too far. I'm gonna finish this next stream, but then I'll also have to start case 4 on the same day. So it's basically how I finished case 2 and then started case 3. Because it is 3 hours of stream and it's already like 10:20. So yeah. But I hope you guys are enjoying this case. Objection! Lamroa, truth be told, the reason for your presence above that ceiling is quite clear. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all here on this video. Yay! As we can see, Lamroa was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Though it saddens me to be so realistic, Lamroa is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view, and during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. Apollo! What, Trucy? It's not nice to reveal a magician's secret, and it's against the rules. But I'm a lawyer, I'm not supposed to be nice. This is all very fascinating, but how is it possible? There is only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong? The ventilations! That was his concert. Oh, this was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. He's just realizing his own oversight. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Oh yay. Here we can trace a route through the ceiling. It goes from the stage through the backstage to the rear of the forum. Recall Lamroa's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. We went from the stage to the backstage exit. A perfect description of this route above the ceiling. Lamro knew of this because of her part in the illusion, but she wasn't the only one who knew. Machi. What? Just now in the lobby, Machi told me something. I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. He said that! Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? I knew about the Vanishing Act, of course, yet I had no idea of the route that would be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? Magicians only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know. Which is why he bound Lamro to secrecy. Well, Lamro, I am impressed, Mr. Attorney. Machi was right about you. So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that, but I'm still a little bit confused. Why is that, Your Honor? As I said before, what is so confusing about this? We've already figured it out, more or less. There was little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially if she stopped to hear the shooter's voice. That's a good question. Can the witness explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well, Mr. Justice. Yes? It's all up to you. Do your thing. I've given up. It's your turn. Well, I'm stumped. That's pretty much what he's saying. What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lamro was able to teleport like she did, or I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. Ugh. Why do I get picked on? It's Lamro who isn't going along with the program here. As I have stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. Then you'll just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to wring the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. Just tell us! Well, I mean, you can't tell us, but just tell us anyways. Right. I feel like a student before finals. Good luck, Apollo. Is this where the music is gonna pick up? The big illusion. Nope. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There is an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side of the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. 2 minutes? I was on my way when I heard the voice. 2 minutes? 2 minutes is such a long time. That's like half a song. What? 2 minutes, you say? The mystery deepens. I suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would come up with something. As does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what Lamro is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. I figured it out already. I am a magician after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. I can't reveal another magician's secrets. Come on. Oh my gosh. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. I hate magicians now. This is making me hate magicians. Oh, the route exactly as instructed. There's an emergency exit in the backstage. One can enter the forum on the opposite side of the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. 2 minutes? 2 minutes? Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you're running. Running? In that cramped, dark tunnel above the ceiling? Haha, Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. Ah, that's true, but... So, you're saying that on the night of the concert, you made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Lamro disappears on this video for 20 seconds. But she says she made it there in 2 minutes. How? If you want my professional opinion, I'll bet the answer's right there in that video. Something that can explain the discrepancy between the video and her testimony. Evidence explaining this discrepancy. Can I fast forward it? How do I fast forward? Oh. I feel like that brush has something to do with it. Wait, let me go back here. Nope, let's go back here. Because that brush was in her living room. Yeah, I think that has something to do with the brush. Yeah. There's one piece of evidence that explains the discrepancy between the video and the testimony. Take that! Lamoureux, do you happen to remember this brooch? Aha! That brooch! We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now, why? I thought we had already determined when that was dropped. So did I. But we hadn't. Take another look at the video. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, we're just gonna review this again in case you missed it when I was reviewing it. Here, you can see she's wearing the brooch. So she is. Let's have a look a little bit later. What? The brooch? It's gone. What? Yes. The brooch disappeared in a short space of 20 seconds, and it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can only be one explanation. The Lamoureux we see before the vanishing act and the Lamoureux we see after are two different people. What? What? The brooch was found on the floor at this crime scene. And not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Lamoureux, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Order! Prosecutor Gavin! From your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Air Judge. I, of course, knew about it. What? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it, it just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So, I was right? There was a switch? There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lamoureux was replaced. While we're on the subject, just who was this replacement Lamoureux? Why, the man behind the illusion. Valand Gramarye. Oh, it's Gramarye? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So you weren't on the stage? That's right. But this fake Lamoureux is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true. It's a recording, isn't it? Come on, Apollo. That's an easy one. They were just playing a recording. Yep. As I figured. Ahaha. The Gaviniers aren't some kind of air guitar band, for a while. Oh, maybe not. Oh, you mean I'm wrong? When we play a show live, we play live. No recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lamoureux. Very well. Yes, do tell, and add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing even when I was moving. Hold it! Ow. You were singing? Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings, so I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? Even when you were crawling above the ceiling towards the backstage? Why should it matter where I was singing when everywhere I go is the same darkness? Is that when she heard the thing in the headset? But if you were singing while you were walking... That's right, wouldn't the shooter and the victim have heard? She was singing right over their heads after all. That is right. Are you sure? You'd have to be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling. Once again, we come back to the state of the scene of the crime. What state? Ack, I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo. The speaker? The speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. Ah, that's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? It pipes in a real-time feed from the stage microphones, useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Satisfied. That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually. So Lamroy singing in the ceiling sounded just like Lamroy singing over the speaker. Ingenious! Her voice was hidden by her voice! Ah. Lamroy? I have just remembered something. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice. Forehead! That mixing board I lent you, where is it? Mixing? Huh? That machine, Apollo, the one that breaks music into tracks. Were we actually lugging that whole thing around? Because that thing is huge. Oh, this. I'd completely forgotten about it. Let's take a listen. Oh gosh, I thought the game broke. Man, this part of the trial is really long. Are we near the end? It does. The song does stop there. It does. Must have missed it. Same. Look at the lyric sheet at the top of the second verse. See where it says pleasure, pleasure. Now listen again. Oh, she missed the second pleasure. Huh. Would have not noticed that unless if he didn't point it out. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. The crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second, during Lamroy's ballad. If that is true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Darian Crescend could have done it. He wasn't on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around quite so thoroughly. Yet one problem remains. Oh my gosh, here we go. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? Air Forehead's theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lamroy's testimony. Yes, is there a problem with this? Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she's lying to protect the defendant? Oh my gosh, we've already gone over this, but you have no proof. All I'm saying is that the truth is as yet unclear, until we hear directly from the man himself. The man? You don't mean? Yes. Though he is a friend and a band member, Darian Crescend must take the stand. I see no other way. As someone with a new perspective on the case, as a suspect, to be frank. Finally! Yes, finally! I agree. Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. And I'm ready to catch him. Darian Crescend, get ready for justice. This is as good as the time as any to pause for a brief recess. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready by the time we begin. I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are. Very well, court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. Oh my gosh, that was a lengthy trial. Alright, so that's where I'm gonna stop for tonight. So we'll finish off this case next stream. And then straight after that we will start case 4, which is the last case for this game. Yeah, but I will confirm with you guys tomorrow if I will be streaming or not. Because yeah, I don't really want to do 3 streams back to back. I normally just do Thursdays just as a backup in case I can't stream on one of the days, but just so happened that today I have time. But also because I wasn't sure if I was going to stream tomorrow or Saturday. But having streamed today, now I have to really think about it. But yeah, I will let you guys know on Twitter, so if you're not following me there, feel free to do so. And I will also let you guys know on Discord as well, so also feel free to join the Discord there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. It's a bit of a, I know, these games can be quite chill to the point where you guys are probably gonna fall asleep listening to me read. But yeah. Those of you that have watched the VODs, thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate the support and I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough as well. And yeah,